Hello and welcome to the BP Gaming Network. We are playing Out of the Park Baseball 21, featuring our Oakland Athletics franchise 2020 season. It is May already. We are on May the 14th actually, and this is week number 8. Tonight we actually have a pretty good matchup, a game between the Athletics and the Mariners. It's a road game for the Athletics, and before we get to that game, we'll take a quick look at the team and just get you guys caught up to speed with where things are at. So the Athletics are still leading in their division with a 27-17 record. The Rangers are second with a 24-19 record. The Houston Astros seem to have fallen off. They were second just before the end of April, and now they are actually fourth, just ahead of the Seattle Mariners, who are in last place in the division. So the season has progressed really well for the Athletics. The Astros seem to be struggling there. And if we take a quick look at the MLB standings, just a quick snapshot here, you can see the Athletics are still leading the American League with their record of 27-17, followed by the Indians. So things are still progressing really well in May, and we're hoping that continues. So with that said, we'll go ahead and take a look at tonight's pitching matchup, which will be between Nestor Cortez, the starting pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, and Frankie Montas, who will be starting tonight for the Oakland Athletics. Between the two guys so far, you can see Frankie Montas has got the edge here. He's got a record of 4-1, an ERA of 3.71 after 51 innings pitched. And the whip is just about even there. So Frankie Montas has been playing really well for the Athletics, and they hope that he continues to play that way. So now let's go ahead and move over to the starting lineups for tonight's game between these two teams. We'll take a look at the visiting team, the Oakland Athletics, and take a look at the starting lineups here. So the leadoff for Oakland will be Stephen Piscotty, the right fielder. And you can see Piscotty's been playing really well for the Athletics. He's got a batting average of 303 with 3 home runs and 430 slugging. So yeah, he gets the nod as the highlight player for tonight's starting lineup. Batting second will be Chad Pinder, the second baseman. At number 3 will be Marcus Semien, the shortstop. The cleanup hitter will be Matt Olson. The DH will be Chris Davis, batting 5th. Batting 6th will be the catcher, Sean Murphy. Batting 7th will be Matt Chapman, the third baseman. Robbie Grossman, the left fielder, will be batting 8th. Ramon Laureano, the center fielder, will be batting 9th, and your starting pitcher will be Frankie Montas. All right, we'll now go ahead and head over to T-Mobile Park, which used to be Safeco Field, the ballpark for the Seattle Mariners. And the starting pitcher for the Mariners will be Carl Edwards. A last-minute change there as they put in their opener, but Nestor will be the actual starting pitcher after Carl Edwards opens. Batting leadoff for the Athletics will be Stephen Piscotty. So let's take a quick look there. Camera view of the ballpark at T-Mobile. All right, Piscotty gets a walk, so he'll take first base. Batting next for the Athletics, Chad Pinder. Piscotty's on at first. Edwards gets his first strikeout against Pinder. Marker Simeon will bat next. Simeon has a single to left field. That will advance Piscotty to second. So the Athletics have runners on first and second. And here comes the cleanup hitter, Matt Olson, the first baseman. Olson is hit by a pitch. He'll take first. So now the bases are loaded for Oakland as the DH, Chris Davis, comes in with very good potential for getting some runs here. Alright, that doesn't pan out. That's a pretty good chance wasted there for Oakland. Davies strikes out. So that will bring up the catcher, Sean Murphy. Wow. And Murphy strikes out. So Carl Edward manages to get out of this jam, and that means it is now time for us to move on to the bottom of the first inning, which means we'll take a quick look at the home team's starting lineups for the Seattle Mariners. And you can see there the Mariners have a record of 21 and 24. Leading off for the Mariners will be Malik Smith, the left fielder. Batting second will be Nick Markakis, the right fielder. Shed Long Jr. will be the DH in that number 3 hole. The cleanup hitter will be Daniel Vogelbach, the first baseman. And you can see Vogelbach's numbers there. He's got 12 home runs and 29 RBIs. I believe the batting average is 220, so he's 227. He's not hitting very well as far as hitting for average, but he's definitely bringing the power, which is what the Mariners really want out of him, and especially in that cleanup position. Batting fifth will be Kyle Seager. Sixth will be Ehir Adrianza, the second baseman. Batting seventh will be J.P. Crawford. Kyle Higashioka, the catcher for the Mariners, will bat eighth. Braden Bishop, the center fielder, will bat ninth for the Mariners, and their starting pitcher, Carl Edwards. Alright, so Frankie Montas is on the mound and ready to start for the Athletics. Malik Smith is leading off for the Mariners. Alright, Malik gets on base via walk, so the Mariners have a run on at first, and that's a major steal potential there with the speed that Malik has. So the next batter, Nick Markakis. Back-to-back walks given up by Montes. Montes gets his first strikeout of the game as he sets Shed Long. Sits him down. Now the cleanup hitter for the Mariners, Daniel Vogelbach. Vogelbach is hit by a pitch. He'll take first base. So that means the Mariners have the bases loaded now. And that brings up Kyle Seager with only one out for the Mariners. Seager flies out to center field, but that will be a sac fly as the runner scores from third. So the Mariners are on board first with a 1-0 lead. Ehir Adrianza will bat next with 2 outs and 2 on. Excellent. Frankie Montes gets out of that jam. It could have been a lot worse, but he only gives up 1 run. So we'll move on to the top of the second. Matt Chapman will lead off for Oakland. And now Nestor Cortez, the scheduled starting pitcher, will start for the Mariners. And he gets a strikeout. Catches Chapman looking. And that brings up the left fielder for Oakland, Robbie Grossman. Back-to-back strikeouts for Edwards. For Nestor Cortez. Ramon Laureano will bat next with 2 outs. Nobody on for Oakland. Laureano flies out to right center field. That retires the side and the inning is over. We'll now move on to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Leading off for the Mariners, J.P. Crawford facing Frankie Montes. Alright, that's walk number 3 for Montes as J.P. Crawford takes first base. Kyle Higashioka will bat next. And he comes up with a double to left field. And now we have runners on 2nd and 3rd, threatening to score with nobody out for the Athletics, for the Mariners. So a ground ball to the 3rd baseman gets the runner out, but another run scores for the Mariners. That makes the score 2-0 so far for the Mariners. Mallex Smith will bat next with a runner still in scoring position and 1 out. Mallex strikes out swinging, and he is going to take a seat. Nick Markakis will bat next with 2 outs. And Markakis will fly out to center field. So Montes manages to reduce the damage there by only giving up 1 run. The Mariners now lead 2-0. We'll move on to the top of the 3rd. Stephen Piscotty will lead off for the Athletics. And Piscotty hits a pop fly, and it is caught, so he'll take a seat. Chad Pinder will bat next. So Pinder has a good at bat there as he works himself into a walk, so he'll take first base. Alright, so Marcus Semien will be batting next. Wow, Semien hits a nice line drive, but it's caught by the 3rd baseman. So that makes it 2 outs for Oakland. Chad Pinder still on at first, and now it's Matt Olson. Olson comes through with a single to center field. And that puts a runner in scoring position. And now Chris Davis will bat next. That's the 2nd strikeout for Davis. The Athletics could not convert there, so the score remains 2-0 the Mariners. The side will now switch over. We'll move on to the bottom of the 3rd. That's a leadoff double by Shed Long. Now the Mariners power hitter Daniel Vogelbach will bat next with nobody out and a runner in scoring position. Vogelbach strikes out swinging. That makes it 1 out. 1 on for the Mariners, and Kyle Seager will bat next. Looks like Seager is going to fly out to right field. And that will make it 2 outs now. And the runner still in scoring position for Ihira Adrianza, the 2nd baseman. Hits a ground ball to the shortstop, and the Athletics manage to retire the side. So Montes doesn't give up a run after giving up a walk in that inning. We'll move on to the top of the 4th. Sean Murphy is retired. Matt Chapman batting next. And Chapman is going to fly out to left field. Now brings up Robbie Grossman. And Robbie Grossman comes up with a single to center field. Grossman is on at first. Now brings up Ramon Laureano. Laureano strikes out swinging, and the Athletics are unable to take advantage. And now we'll move on to the bottom of the fourth. J.P. Crawford leading off for the Mariners. Montes gets his fourth strikeout as he retires J.P. That brings up the catcher for the Mariners. It's back-to-back strikeouts for Frankie Montes. So it looks like Frankie Montes is picking up speed now after giving up 2 runs in the first 2 innings. Brayton Bishop will bat next for the Mariners. And he will ground out to the shortstop. So that retires the side. The inning is over. That's a quick inning for Montes. The score is still 2-0 Seattle. Leading off for the Athletics at the top of the 5th will be Stephen Piscotty. Piscotty strikes out as Cortez records his 7th strikeout. Cortez is really on fire tonight. He's pitched in 4 innings, giving up just 1 walk, no runs. Chad Pinder is going to bat next. See if the Athletics can get something going here. Pinder grounds out to the third baseman, and they get him out. 4-3 put out. Marcus Semien will bat next for the Athletics, so with 2 outs. Semien also grounds out to the shortstop, and they set him down. So that retires the side. The inning is over, and we'll move on to the bottom of the 5th. Leading off for the Mariners is Malik Smith. That was very close. That was extremely close. Malik Smith has the speed actually to get those infield hits, but that didn't work out there. Good job by the Athletics defense. That means it's 1 out and nobody on for Nick Markakis. And Markakis hits a looper, low ground ball to the pitcher, and they retire him at first. So 2 outs, nobody on for Shed Long Jr. Shed Long Jr. gets his 2nd hit of the game, a single to right field, right center. So he'll take first base. Now brings up the power hitter for the Mariners, Daniel Vogelbach. Vogelbach flies out to left field, and that ends the 5th inning. So we'll move on to the top of the 6th inning. Leading off for the Athletics will be Matt Olson. All right, Olson leads off with a double at the top of the 6th. So now the Athletics have an opportunity to try and get on the board. Batting next will be Chris Davis, and before he gets to bat, we'll take a quick look here. As Chris Davis is one of our top performers so far. He's got 13 home runs, which makes it best for fifth best in the MLB. And you can see the rest of the guys there. Joey Gallo leading the league so far with in home runs with 24. Rhys Hoskins second with 17 home runs. Miguel Sano for the Twins, his 3rd with 16. Bryce Harper for the Phillies is 4th with 14 home runs. And Chris Davis is 5th best in the MLB with 13 home runs thus far into this season. So let's see what Chris Davis can do here for the Athletics with a tremendous opportunity. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Davis comes up with a hit to shallow center field. It's a single which advances also into third base. Davis will take first base. So not a home run, but nonetheless a productive at-bat for Chris Davis. So Sean Murphy will bat next with the runner in scoring position, threatening to score now. Sean Murphy hits into a double play, a 5-4-3 double play, but that does score a runner, so Sean will get an RBI, and the Athletics are finally on the board. So the score is now 2-1 Mariners as Matt Chapman comes to bat next. Chapman strikes out swinging, and the side is retired. Alright, so we'll move on to the bottom of the sixth. Leading off for the Mariners will be Kyle Seager. Thus far for the Athletics, Frankie Montas is pitched in 5 innings. He's given up 3 hits, 2 of them earned, and he's recorded 5 strikeouts. Seager flies out to right field, makes it the first out. For this inning, a hitter, Adrianza, will bat next. Adrianza grounds out to the second baseman, and he is set down. Alright, so J.P. Crawford will bat next as the Athletics shift the infield to right side. Alright, the shift doesn't help much. JP gets a single to right center field. That brings up the catcher, Kyle Higashioka. JP tries to steal, and he's caught stealing. A tremendous play by the catcher, the Athletic catcher there, recording that out. So they get the force out, and now we'll move on to the top of the 7th. We have a pitching change by the Mariners. So they will bring in a right relief pitcher, Yoshihisa Hirano. And you can see his numbers thus far. He's already pitched in 16 2/3 innings in the 2020 season. He's got an ERA of 3.24. Facing Hirano will be Robbie Grossman, leading off for the Athletics. Grossman gets a ground ball to the shortstop, and they will set him down. That gives me an opportunity now to strategize a bit. You can tell Frankie Montas is starting to tire a little bit. He's pitched okay so far, but I still think that this hasn't been his best outing, and I'd like to see a reliever warming up. So we are at the top of the 7th, and we've got a few guys that we can bring in here. We can get them started to warming up. The Mariners lineup is loaded actually with a bunch of lefties, so I will probably get 2 guys warming up. I'll get McFarland, who's a lefty, and I will get JB, a righty, mid reliever, warming up. Laureano will bat next. Laureano comes through with a home run, a solo home run to left field, sorry, and that evens the score 2-2. Alright, so things are now getting interesting. The score is tied with only 1 out so far at the top of the 7th. Steven Piscotty will come next to bat, facing Hirano. Piscotty strikes out. Piscotty's not having a good night tonight. That is his third at bat and hasn't been able to produce anything. Chad Pinder will bat next. Pinder hits a long fly ball to center field, but it's caught by the center fielder. That retires the side, and the inning is over. It is now the middle of the 7th inning, the 7th inning stretch. And while we stretch, we will go ahead and take a look at some of the major transactions that the Athletics have had thus far into the month of May. All right, so you can see there the big transactions involved a few of the key pitching staff coming out of the injured list. Jesus Luzardo was activated from the injured list. Mike Fires was also activated from the injured list. The Athletics also optioned Burt Smith back down to AAA Las Vegas, and they put Brian Schlitter on waivers as they designated him for assignment. So a few changes there, nothing really major except for Brian Schlitter is currently on waivers. He can be picked up by any team that wants to claim him, so he still has 2 more days to go on waivers before he clears. All right, now back to the ball game. It is the bottom of the 7th. Leading off for the Mariners will be the catcher Higashioka. Frankie Montas is still pitching, and we'll take a look at his performance and see if we need to make any moves if you can't get these guys out. So he does get the first batter out. Braden Bishop will bat next. Montas gets his 4th strikeout so far. Sorry, that's his 6th strikeout, correction. And now he's going to face Malik Smith. Wow. His 7th strikeout. He retires the side, a quick inning, 3 up, 3 down. And that will end the 7th inning. We'll now move on to the top of the 8th inning. And that means, strategically, we can sit down McFarland and get Yasmiro Petit warming up. And we can also get J.B. Wendelken to take a seat for a moment. All right. So Yoshihisa Hirano is still pitching for the Mariners, and he will face Marcus Semien. So Semien gets a walk, and that will force a pitching change by the Mariners. So the Mariners will now bring in another right-handed pitcher in Matt McGill. You can see Matt's pitching stats there for 2020. He's thrown in 17 1/3 innings. He's got an ERA of 3.63. So McGill is going to face Olson with Marcus Semien at first base. So McGill comes in and also gives up a walk. The Athletics have a tremendous opportunity now. We've got runners in first and second, and the power hitter Chris Davis will be batting next. Davis has 1 hit in 3 at-bats. All right, Davis strikes out. He could not capitalize for the Athletics, so he'll take a seat. That brings up the catcher, Sean Murphy. Murphy also strikes out looking. Back-to-back strikeouts there by McGill, and they will now make another pitching change as they bring in Zach Grotz. Zach Grotz is another right-handed relief pitcher. You can see his 2020 numbers. He's pitched in 18 innings, and his ERA is 6.50. So Matt Chapman will face Grotz and that will give us an opportunity to strategize a little bit. I don't have any decent players that can play third base and who can bat left, so we'll keep matchup and all. So Chapman, his struggles continue. He's unable to capitalize, and what a wasted opportunity for the Athletics. So we'll move on to the bottom of the 8th, and we will now make a pitching change as we bring in Yasmir Petit. And Petit, so far, he's pitched in 22 and 2/3 innings. He's had 23 strikeouts. His ERA is 1.19. And as Petit comes in, we'll get Wendell Ken to loosen up again, just in case Petit runs into trouble here. All right, Petit will face Nick Markakis at the bottom of the 8th. Markakis grounds out to the first baseman, and he is set down. That brings up Shed Long Jr. Alright, Shed flies out to right field. That brings up Daniel Vogelbach. Now, I might want to do something here. McFarland is my lefty. He's still warming up. Alright. Alright, Yasmir Petit has only faced 2 batters, so we can't make a change yet. And the trusty reliever for the Athletics, Yasmir Petit, delivers big time there as he gets Vogelbach out. So we are now moving on to the top of the 9th. And Zach Groats is still pitching for the Mariners. He's going to face Robbie Grossman, the lefty. I'm going to keep Robbie Grossman there. He's been struggling thus far, but I'd rather have a lefty facing this righty and see if he can do something. Alright, that doesn't work out as we had hoped. So Grossman continues to struggle. That brings up Ramon Laureano, the center fielder. And Ramon grounds out to the shortstop. And so we will go to the top of the lineup for the Athletics as Stephen Piscotty will bat next. Piscotty is 0 for 3, struggling thus far. And that's the end of his struggles as he comes through with a single to right field. Never count him out. So, alright, that's going to bring up Chad Pinder. Chad Pinder has been playing really well for the Athletics, so there's an opportunity to make something happen here. But in the meantime, we'll see if we can cause some headaches for this pitcher as Piscotty steals second base. Okay, so now we have a decision to make. We have Chad Pinder, who's a right-handed batter, facing Zach Groats, who's a right-handed pitcher. Chad Pinder, second baseman. Well, I don't have any lefties that can play second. I don't want to risk bringing in my catcher, and I don't want to bring in Tony Kemp. Well, actually, Tony Kemp can play second field. And he is a lefty. So this should be a risk that I can do, actually. So we're going to bring in Tony Kemp. Tony Kemp will be the pinch hitter as he replaces Pinder, as the Athletics try to capitalize on this opportunity. So Tony Kemp will face Zach Groats Let's see if this works. And it does work. Matt Kemp comes up with a double to right field. Oh my goodness. Top of the 9th inning. The Athletics take the lead 3-2. And now we will have to actually... yes, we're going to have to take this opportunity and get our reliever warming up there, Liam Hendricks. So I've got a few guys that are warm. Zach Groats is still pitching. Marcus Semien is going to face Zach Groats as the Athletics still have a runner in scoring position. Semien is going to fly out to left field. Well, no, actually, that will be an error. Oh my goodness, outstanding. So an error committed by Malik Smith, the left fielder, which is quite surprising. He's a pretty good fielder. So nonetheless, this works out for us tremendously. So the Mariners will actually make a pitching change as they bring in another right-handed reliever in Wyatt Mills. Wyatt Mills thus far has pitched in 5 1/3 innings. He was called up from AAA Tacoma for the Seattle Mariners in 2020, and so far he's struggled quite a bit. His ERA is 6.75. I can understand the move, but it looks like the Mariners are burning through their relievers here. But Mills will face Matt Olson. See how this plays out. The score is now 4-2 Athletics. Alright, so you can say that's a lucky break there because Matt Olson could have lit him up there, but nonetheless, Mills gives up a walk to Matt Olson, and that brings up Chris Davis. Chris Davis again, he is third in the American League in home runs with 13 home runs, as we kind of showed you guys there. He's fifth in MLB in home runs. He's gone 1 for 4 tonight. We do have... Okay, no, we'll keep him there. And we'll take a chance. We'll see what Chris Davis can do. Alright. Chris Davis records his third strikeout of the game tonight. A golden sombrero. So he doesn't take advantage of that opportunity. Nonetheless, the Athletics take a lead here, 4-2 at the top of the 9th. And now the actual work begins. So we gotta first take care of some business here as far as our lineup is concerned. So Matt Kemp was relieving, no, he's taking second base for Chad Pinder. Alright. So I'm going to keep, Liam Hendricks is ready, but before I bring in Hendricks, we're gonna see if Yasmir Petit can get an out here. Looks like he does. So he gets a ground ball from Seager, who is set down. And now we have here Adrianza, the second baseman. I'll leave Petit in for a moment. Alright, that's it for Petit. He gives up a single to the Mariners second baseman. So we will now bring in Liam Hendricks to face J.P. Crawford. And Liam Hendricks thus far has kind of been on and off. He struggled a bit in 17 2/3 innings. His ERA is 4.08. In fact, I will have McFarland on. I'll put McFarland there just in case Liam Hendricks has to struggle, because he is a lefty. And the Mariners, like I said, they're loaded with a bunch of lefties. So Hendricks comes up and gets the first batter out. So now we're down to the last batter for the Mariners. The score is 4-2 Oakland. It's the bottom of the 9th. They have a runner on at first. And their catcher, Higashioka, is batting next. Oh, it's outstanding. Liam Hendriks comes through, gets a strikeout against the last batter, and that gives the Athletics the win. What a tremendous game this has been. The Athletics win this one 4-2, coming from behind, and big plays there by a few guys. First of all, Frankie Montes kind of started off struggling a little bit by giving up 2 runs, but he came through and in fact went 7 innings, only giving up 2 runs after 4 hits, recording 7 strikeouts. Yasmiro Petit came in from the bullpen, pitched in 1 1/3 innings, didn't give up a run, and Liam Hendriks gets a save again as he pitches in just 2/3 innings and gets a save for the Athletics, giving us the win. Player of the game is Frankie Montes. Some of the key batting performances came from Matt Olson as he had a double in the 6th inning. This guy, man, Tony Kemp, he came through for us. He's a game changer, in my opinion. It was Tony Kemp at the in the 9th inning, getting that double and giving us the lead against the Mariners. We had some home runs from Ramon Laureano in the 7th inning, and that contributed tremendously as well. So a wonderful played game. That was quite exciting. The Athletics win this one, and they continue their winning streak. So the Athletics currently have a 28-17 record. Yeah, they are now the team to beat so far in the American League. All right, guys, so I hope you all enjoyed that game. If you're loving these videos, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and click on that little bell icon to make sure that you get notifications every time we post a video. We'll continue to post more videos more frequently, and hopefully you guys will continue to enjoy these. So we hope to see you on our next video. Thank you. Bye.